Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah,
Assalamu alaikum. My name is BATUL VAKIL and I'm a home baker and my brand name is Sweet Moments. So today we are going to learn two things. One is whole wheat chocolate and oat cookies and second is marble cake. And the recipes for both will be shared along with the method and with the ingredients. So first I will be doing the whole wheat and oat cookies, and then secondly we will be learning the marble cake. So firstly I will show you all the ingredients, the tin, the trays, what all we need for baking. And first and foremost and most important, for your recipe to turn out the way it is and for the final product to be the way it is, you have to use the exact measurements of the raw materials, the exact size of the tins, and the spoons, the spatulas, everything has to be dry. And when we say soft butter, it does not mean melted butter. Soft butter means butter which is at room temperature and which is just soft like this. If you melt the butter, the recipe will change. Similarly, when we say castor sugar means grounded sugar. You can get it ready from the market. Or you can also just take sugar in the house and grind it in the mixie. I do that most of the time. So sometimes people just feel that my recipe has not turned out the way that I saw it. But even if you try to alter a little bit, like if you change the ingredients or something, variations are different. I'm just saying the method or the ingredients have to be exact so you get the final product the way we have seen. So today we will be starting with the whole wheat and chocolate and oat cookies. The ingredients for that are, one second, I will be just showing you everything. So we will start with 1/3 cup wheat flour which has been measured and kept, 3/4 cup of oats. Then there is baking soda, I will show you. There is salt, there is vanilla essence, there is 1/4 cup soft butter. Again, what I mean by soft butter is butter which is at room temperature and has been kept out for a while. And we need almond flakes, which is 1/4 cup, and 1/3 cup of dark chocolate chunks, and 1/3 cup of castor sugar plus 1 tablespoon castor sugar. And if we need milk, that just depends on the consistency at that point of time, and you can keep a few chocolate chunks ready for the cookies on the top. Now when we say 1/3 cup or 1/4 cup, there are measuring cups which we use for baking. When I say 1/3 cup, 1/4 cup, these are all measurements which we have to use while baking. We cannot use teacups. So measuring cups, measuring spoons, you have to get all this before you start your baking. And these are all easily available right now. So first, before we start the recipe, I have not sieved the flour. It is very important to sieve the flour. So now I will be showing it to you. Now this is the wheat flour that I have taken. To this, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to add 1/8 teaspoon of salt. It is very important to sieve the dry ingredients so that everything mixes well Now we have sieved this and we have kept aside. Now what we are going to do is we need the almond flakes, we need the chocolate chunks, and we need the oats. So we are just going to mix all this. I'm showing it to you on the newspaper so you can see everything properly. These are all my dry ingredients, the almond flakes, the chocolate chunks, oats, the whole wheat flour, the baking soda, and the salt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this aside. Now we need trays like these for cookies. So what I have done is I have taken this butter paper. I have put the butter paper and I have also greased the butter paper. So we need trays like this for our cookies. So before you start, you need to grease the tray and keep it aside. And you need to brush it with butter. Now this is my sugar that I have weighed and kept. And if you see where the soft butter, this is what I mean by soft butter. You do not have to melt the butter. To this, we are going to add half teaspoon of vanilla essence. Now you need an electric beater for making certain things. Certain things can be done with the hand whisk, but these recipes you will need an electric beater. So you have to cream the butter and the sugar and the vanilla essence. Now can you see how this has become? This is like a nice consistency and it has to be mixed really well. Scrape the sides so you don't have anything, any butter or sugar that is left on the side. Now all the dry ingredients that we have kept aside, what you are going to do is, you are going to put it in this. Now you do not need to mix this with the electric beater. You will take the spatula and you will mix it. Now at this point, you need to see if your batter is not very soft. You can add 1 tablespoon of milk. And if you think your batter is just fine, this depends on the quality of wheat flour, sometimes your oats, if you have not weighed properly. So if you think that your batter is not soft, then you just need to add 1 tablespoon of milk. And what you're going to do is now mix this with your hand. Now at this point, your dough needs to be like this. This recipe should give you around 9 to 10 cookies of 25 grams each. Now, when you start making these cookies, it is very important that you preheat the oven. So the idea of preheating the oven is that when you preheat the oven, when you're putting the cookies or the cake, at that point of time, the oven is already hot, so the baking starts. If you're going to switch on the oven after you put in the cookies, so your baking time will increase, and then again your recipe is going to go haywire. So this recipe should give you around 9 to 10 cookies. Now if you can see, I'm making balls like this. Now as you can see, we have got 10 cookies out of this. Now the remaining chocolate chips, this is an optional part. If you do not want to add more chocolate chips, it's fine. So what you have to do is just flatten this a little bit. Cracks, just join it like this. So now this is another important step which is very important. After you have put the chocolate chips, you have to refrigerate these cookies for 15 minutes in the refrigerator, not in the freezer, in the refrigerator. And please do not refrigerate it for more than 15 minutes. because this has oats, and then the cookies tend to become a little more dry if you refrigerate it for very long. So keep it for 15 minutes in the refrigerator. In the meantime, now switch on your oven and preheat it. So after 15 minutes, when you are ready to put the cookies in the oven is hot. You can preheat the oven at around 180 degrees. And now I'm putting these cookies in the refrigerator for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, once you have removed the cookies from the fridge and your oven is preheated at 180 degrees, bring down the oven temperature to 150 and bake the cookies for 15 minutes in the oven. Let them cool for 10 minutes. Now I have made one batch of cookies and kept it ready to show you that this is how your cookies should look. They are nice and moist, and this is the way it should be. If you over bake them, they will become very hard. So I have baked this and kept it because obviously we do not have so much time. So that is why I wanted to show you all the ready and final product. So the second recipe for today is a marble cake. It is very easy and all the ingredients are very easily available again. So for the marble cake, you need this loaf tin. If you do not have a loaf tin, you can make this cake in a 6-inch round tin. What I have done again is taken butter paper and I have put it down in the tin, and I have again greased the sides of this loaf tin with butter. Now the ingredients for the marble cake that we need are 75 grams of flour, 50 grams of soft butter, 50 grams of castor sugar, 1 egg, and I will show you baking powder, salt and baking soda, 1/4 cup of milk, and this is 30 grams of chocolate, dark chocolate, which has been melted and kept. When you are making the marble cake, see to it that the chocolate has been melted a little earlier and kept. We do not want hot chocolate because then again the recipe gets altered. And this is the loaf tin. This is 3x5 loaf tin. Now again I'm going to take the flour. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And 1/8 teaspoon of soda. Now we have sieved this. Now keep this aside. This is 50 grams of castor sugar. And again, we need soft butter. This is 50 grams of butter, which is weighed and kept. And we need vanilla essence. Scrape the sides. Now do not add the flour at one go. Add it in 2-3 parts. Milk also you have to add little by little. Now at this point, what you have to do is you have to remove a little bit of the white cake and you have to mix the chocolate part, not in everything, in a small portion, which I will. So I'm just going to remove a little bit, keep it aside. Now I'm going to take my tin, which has been greased with butter and lined with the paper, butter paper. Now again, do not put the entire batter. Now the chocolate that has been melted, you add it to this. And please see to it that the chocolate is not hot. spread the batter. Now the remaining vanilla batter, it is very important to crack the batter so that there are no air bubbles. Then take a toothpick and just swirl like this to give a marble effect. Now again, your oven has to be preheated at 180 degrees and you have to bake this cake in a preheated oven. Just clean your tins on the side. Also again baked the cake and kept it ready to show you that how the ready product will look. This is the same recipe that I have made and I'm just going to show you that how it should look and how moist it is. This is the way it should look. So these are both the things that we have learned today. Please do try them, make them and have it with your family and enjoy it with your family. Thank you for watching us.